Hey, I'm Danny. I'm with Renegade Game Studios, and I have Spell Smashers here today. You are a wizard, and you're going to be facing terrible monsters across the land, and we're going to be casting spells. This is a word game, so to cast a spell, you are going to be spelling words using the cards in your hand. So we've got two types of cards. We've got consonants and we have vowels. Simultaneously, everyone will spell a word, will reveal. I've spelled shut. Each card has symbols on it. Those are your damage type and your damage amount, which you'll use to target these monsters. Because it's a word game, each monster is modified by an adjective, which will add more health, different effects. So our awful alicorn here is weak to leaves. Our nasty necromancer is impervious to fire. And our mad kraken, breaking the alliteration, is going to hit you back harder when you defeat him. Every time you damage a monster, you're going to take that amount of coins off of their monster crest. That's money for you, health for them. If you take the last coin from the crest, you get their body as a trophy. You now have that letter in your arsenal for the rest of the game. It functions just like a letter, except it's not discarded. These are also points at the end of the game. So a really cool part of the game is how monsters attack you back. Even if you defeat them, they have a certain amount of damage that they're going to deal back at you. And that will take the form of these wound cards, which are part of your hand. They're all annoying, complicated, interesting combos of letters that you have to be really clever to get rid of. If you have these in your hand at the end of the game, they're worth negative points. So you do want to use them in your words. Also, they're more letters. Sometimes it's more damage, so they're not all bad. Monsters themselves are very interesting. We have one for each letter in the alphabet. Chris Chung, the designer, who also designed lanterns and is based out of Toronto, go Canada, he Googled all sorts of different monsters from various cultures. The artwork is also amazing. It's done by the Miko, who did Raiders of the North Sea and a bunch of other games, but that's what he's most known for. So it's all very beautiful and dynamic. Strategy-wise, there are some interesting choices that you have to make along the way. To determine first player, you see who has spelled a word with the most letters, and that will determine turn order. We'll kind of bounce around the table, not just going clockwise. It's not necessarily the worst thing in the world to have a short word. I usually end up spelling up to. I go for the, the prepositions. Because when you're last, there may be only one or two coins, aka health, on the monsters once it comes to your turn. So you can swoop in for the kill and get the monster trophy, which, as I mentioned, is worth points at the end of the game. After you fight monsters, everyone will get a chance to go to the town to get quests, to get more armor, weapons, which let your words become even better. You can combo attack. You can buy potions, which make your words easier to spell. You can change the damage type to increase the effect against the monster. Or you can go to the tavern, regaling everyone in the pub about your badass scars, and they'll give you beer, which is worth points at the end of the game. It's easy to learn, fun to play, and there's lots of different ways to get points. So that's Spell Smashers.